Hi friends, I am starting an experiment to grow Geranium Kiss Tomato in Aerogarden Bounty. These plants will grow from 24 to 36 inches and they are also going to grow pretty wide. So I'm planning to grow only 2 plants in this Bounty model. I will drop 2 seeds into each pod just as a backup and start with 2 pods. So I have 2 seeds. That's it. I already have water in this bowl. I'm not adding the nutrition right away. I usually wait for the seedlings to show up before I start adding nutrition. That's all. I'm going to start this garden. I'm just keeping the pots in the center until the plants establish a little bit better. Then I will move these plants to the edges so that they have enough room to grow. Alright, everything is set here. The garden is good to go. Let's see the progress every few days. It's day 8. I see 1 seed germinated in each pod. Day 11. Seedlings are coming very nice. 1 pod has 2 seedlings. I will take out the smaller one here. Basically, keeping 1 plant per pod. Day 15. Seedlings are growing very nice and they started developing real leaves. Now that I got good seedlings, I will start adding nutrition. I will use Aerogarden nutrients throughout this grow cycle. Day 21. Seedlings are growing very nice. They are not getting tall, but looking at their stems, they are definitely getting stronger. Day 47. Plants are growing very well. Stems are very strong with nearly half-inch wide. I see some flower buds on this plant. Other one doesn't have any flower buds yet. The leaves are getting super huge and they are getting overcrowded. So I am removing the leaves that are overlapping with each other. Look at these huge leaves. These are about 1 foot tall. Now I can see enough gap between the plants and there will be nice airflow. Day 59. Plants are growing very nice and healthy. I see very nice cluster of flower buds on both plants. So far, I see 1 cluster on each plant. I am noticing some powdery mildew on some of the leaves and I am removing them. Day 65. After a very long time, some flower buds started blooming. They took about 2 weeks to turn from flower buds to flowers. I see a nice side branch on both plants. Hopefully, these branches will also produce some flowers and tomatoes. Day 67. I am finally seeing the first flower. I see few more clusters of flower buds. Day 78. Lots of blooming and some flowers started drying up already. That means I will see some baby tomatoes pretty soon. Plants are getting very tall and reaching the lights. I want to stop the growth of these plants, so I am cutting the tops. I hope this will stop the plants growing tall and start producing side branches or put their energy onto flowers and developing the tomatoes. Both plants already have a couple of side branches and those side branches are growing well. Since the plants are getting huge, I am feeding these plants with more nutrition. Instead of 12 ml of nutrients, I am feeding 14 ml of nutrients with each feeding cycle. Day 81. I see a couple of baby tomatoes are growing very nice on both plants from the first clusters. Some blooming just started on second clusters. And plants are producing more clusters of flower buds. Day 98. Plants are doing excellent. Tomatoes are growing very nice and getting big. These clusters are looking so beautiful with tomatoes, flowers and flower buds. Plants are very productive. Day 113. Look at these beautiful clusters of tomatoes. They are getting heavy and falling. Some branches are growing really tall even though I cut the tops. I should have pruned the tops even aggressively, but it's okay for now. Day 123. These plants have lots of tomatoes all over. Some tomatoes are changing colors. They are ripening. I am very excited. Plants have grown above the lights. Since I am not seeing any new development at the bottom, I am just letting them grow however they want. Let's see where will it end up. Day 130. Some tomatoes have ripened very well. They look pretty dark red. More tomatoes are changing the colors. These plants are definitely productive, but they are very slow. If it is Aerogarden red heirloom cherry tomatoes or tiny tim tomatoes, I should have harvested lots of cherry tomatoes by now. Anyways, I am harvesting one tomato from each plant to check the taste, and the taste is pretty good. Day 134. Few more tomatoes are ready to harvest and I am harvesting them now. Plants are still producing many flowers. Day 154. Look at these beautiful clusters of well-ripened tomatoes. Plants are looking very ornamental at this stage. I am checking the taste. Wow, these tomatoes are very tasty. They are getting sweet as they are ripening. So leave them on the plants for a long time if you prefer more sweetness. Since the whole branch is ripened completely, I'm going to cut the whole branch to the base. Look at this beautiful cluster. Amazing. Day 166. Lot more tomatoes ripened. Plants still have couple of green tomatoes. The new flowers are not surviving these days. They are falling off. Looks like the plants are not getting enough light as they have outgrown the aero garden. Some branches are about 5 feet tall. So I will harvest all these tomatoes including the green ones and I will prune the plants all the way to the bottom. Here is my final harvest and here are the plants after pruning. Let's see if they can survive. Day 183. Plants are coming back very nice. They started producing flower buds already. Both plants have multiple branches. Overall, I am very happy with these tomatoes. I got a very good amount of tomatoes and the tomatoes are very sweet and tasty. Tomatoes are slightly bigger than standard cherry tomatoes. But it's very slow process. I prefer Tiny Tim tomatoes over this variety, but I may grow this variety again when I am bored of Tiny Tims or Aerogarden red cherry tomatoes. That is all for now. Thanks for watching. Happy aero gardening.